There was no definite talk about creating a Christian nation at all. He was talking to the Mizo diaspora in the USA, where there are many tribes, the sub-tribes of Mizo, and he was talking about unity. Whether we are based in USA, whether we are based in Mizoram, as in India, he was not talking about making a separate Christian nation.
No, but
and
he
this
said
has
so.
been blown out of proportion.
No, Professor Namte, see, I am from Assam. And I believe in the unity of the Assamese people, right? And there are all ethnicities in Assam. There are people in Lower Assam and Upper Assam, and there are Bodos, and there are so many people of different tribes and ethnicities and languages within Assam. But I will never question the borders of my country. What he has said, what the Chief Minister has said, let me tell you, and I want to bring in Professor Bhagat Oinam, he said, I do not accept the borders. He said, we will never, ever accept the division of our people into 3 countries. This will not be acceptable.
That was a statement.
No, he has called the border of India an imposed boundary and says we will never accept it. He's talking about the borders of India. So he's crossed the line,
no,
Professor Oinam.
Like I said, people are trying to make a mountain out of a molehill.
No, I am not making a mountain. I am only quoting what he said.
What he's trying to say here is that since we are divided at the time of the British rule, of course, Mizos, some people are in Bangladesh, some people are in Myanmar, some people are in Mizoram, that is in India.
Sir, no, he has not said that. No, Professor Namte, may I come in? Sorry to interrupt you. He uses the church, he uses Christianity to say we are one people. And then he said,
of course,
the majority
of us are Christians.
Sir, ma'am, 1 minute. Ma'am, listen to me.
Because if it comes to debating,
he said
I will not be able to win. But what I'm trying to say here is that,
sir, he talks about a destiny. I'm sorry, this is an insurgent remark he has made. This is an insurgent remark.
We are not Hindus.
No, I'm sorry, but may I just...
doesn't mean that we don't belong to India. We are very much proud of being Indian.
But then...
What the Chief Minister is trying to say...
I'm sure you are, and I'm sure we all are.
Under the Indian nation.
Professor Namte, may I get...
Not outside India.
Okay. Without interruption, let me get Professor Bhagat Oinam's view on this. What do you think, sir?
Thank you, first of all, Arnab, for making me be part of the discussion. This is not an isolated event or action. If you look back a little bit, few months back, if you remember what former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Mrs. Sheikh Hasina said about a white man meeting her and talking about a bargaining of making her win the election, in lieu of that, a Christian nation to be created. And go back a little further, it was in 1941, Copeland Plan, which wanted a large chunk of northeast India and also a large part of present Myanmar, including Kachin and Chin areas, to be made a crown colony. And this crown colony was nothing but a reminiscence or continuation of the colonial rule in the form of a Christian nation. So we thought colonization is over, but the ghost still remains. So if the Chief Minister of Mizoram was very keen for a cultural unity, why does he have to go all the way to United States and also plays in the name of God? Which God he was mentioning too? And we know what United States, certain sections had been trying to create problem in the states of Manipur and the certain areas of northeast India. So I think his talk there, and if you remember Arnab, he said towards the end of his lecture that the reason of my coming to this place is to unite all of us Joe people, the nation. So we also know the concept of Jalengam, and these are all to be connected and looked very carefully, and should not be seen as segregated statement.
No, he has been batting for a church of Northeast India, right? He's also been saying that, right? And secondly, Savio can come in. He refers to the borders of India as limitations. He says, while a country may have borders, a true nation transcends such limitations. The clear interpretation, he does not see India as a new true nation. And this is exactly in line with